Hello, welcome to another episode of The Consistent Creator. In this episode, I want to talk about life insurance. Yeah, that's right, life insurance and the importance of life insurance. We as a country, the United States of America, we're significantly underinsured to protect our family. If you don't want to do it for you, do it for your family, do it for your loved ones, so they don't have to worry about the extra financial pressure when it's time for you to, transition and to move on. They're already going to be missing you and grieving you and trying to relive all the memories and try to keep you alive. So don't add the added stressor, the added pressure, correction. Don't add the added pressure of them now trying to figure out on how to bury you and how to make it even more difficult to proceed. So I just want to tell three quick stories and then I'll end this video. Story number one is four stories, correction. So two personal stories and then two other stories. The first personal story that hit home even the closest is that my grandfather died in 2001. It was a very hard time for me and for my family, especially with me being a young adolescent. And, my grandfather was a grandfather. He was also my father. Also due to the fact that, I was raised by a single mom. And when my grandfather died, thank goodness that, he had a life insurance policy in place that allowed my grandmother to give him a very good burial, and it left some financial support for her so she don't have to worry about paying, having financial stress. So that was very beneficial, and I'm very grateful that my grandfather did that to take care of his family so that my grandmother wouldn't have to worry about the financial stress when she already lost her husband. The second personal story is with my uncle, which is my dad's brother. My uncle passed away, unfortunately, and it was very hard for my father and his siblings to come up with the money to bury my uncle in a proper way. So the funeral home told my family that, hey, look, you guys have a certain amount of time so we can continue to move forward with the process. If not, we're going to have to return the remains back to you. Now, my uncle didn't have any life insurance, and there was no other insurance on him, so it became very difficult, and we don't come from a rich background, so it's very hard. And now, the stress, we're trying to figure out, well, how are we going to, give him a proper burial? And at the last minute, we found the money to give him a decent burial. I feel like we shouldn't have to do that. You should have life insurance where it may not necessarily so your family can live on, but at least so you can put you in the ground, at least so you can give you a proper burial. That's the bare minimum that we should at least do for our families and for our loved ones. The third story is with a friend of the family. When I was living in Tampa, her mother unexpectedly passed away. I think she choked on some food or something, but she passed away. And they didn't have any life insurance. Once again, they didn't come from a rich background either. So, unfortunately, the burial arrangements was very, limited and very poor. But they did whatever they could to, give my friend's mom a burial because there was no life insurance or there was no money to pay for it. And then the final story is, as a former life insurance agent myself, I was in an office where a senior agent went to go meet with a client or a prospect, and her son and her daughter were like, my mom was already covered. Here's an insurance card from an agent that showed up 2 weeks ago. So the senior agent respected their wishes. They aggressively asked him to leave, and then he gave his card and he left and went about his way. So a couple of weeks later, the daughter comes to our office, wants to speak with the senior agent, and come to find out that the insurance that the first agent gave the mother was an accidental death policy, which means that she had to die in a car. That's why the premium was so low in order for her to be covered. She didn't die in the car. She died at home. So that policy was invalid, and they had a hard time, you know, and they had a hard time putting her on the ground. Now they came to our office saying that, you know, why we didn't do what we were supposed to do, but we didn't even get a chance to finish the paperwork. You told us to leave, so that's why we couldn't step in and do what we needed to do. So this is just a quick reminder. Make sure you have life insurance. Make sure you get adequate coverage, and make sure you pay your premiums every single month. It's not an excuse to be like, well, we can't afford it. My question to be is, how important is your family and your loved ones to you, to provide, you know, some type of comfort when you're gone. Thank you for watching this video. I look forward to seeing another one. Simmons out.